Constantine entered the girl's room, confident like a clown, and placed a half-smoked cigarette on the table. He flung the curtains open, curious about what made God's sunlight gleam so brightly on the fourth day, then chose his exorcism tools. When a shadow screamed at the girl like a social media influencer, Constantine realized this was the secret weapon against demons, called the Seven Holy Martyrs badge, featuring a Mary squashing snakes while radiating holy light from her hands. Constantine leaned closer to the girl, pressing the holy badge on her forehead, causing her to scream like she was binge-watching her favorite show as her past seemed to be extracted, but the demon was still inside her. The exorcism was far from over. Constantine had the crowd find a mirror as big as a person, getting 4 muscle men to hold up the mirror above the girl, then tying it down, warning everyone around not to sneak a peek. Constantine covered the girl's eyes and began chanting at the demon when one curious muscle man couldn't resist and opened his eyes. In an instant, his lifespan shrank like expired milk, and his hair turned white. At this moment, the possessed girl suddenly sleepwalked and grabbed Constantine's cigarette. Constantine completed the incantation, and a demon was trapped in the mirror. The demon pounded in the glass, as if trying to clock out early. Constantine pulled on the wire swiftly, smashing the mirror into shards, and the girl regained her normalcy, as if just escaping from a werewolf tomb. Constantine just clocked out after another shift. As a seasoned exorcist, he ended the battle before finishing his cigarette. Yet, he felt puzzled, spotting a strange graffiti of a familiar knife on the girl's wall. Constantine sensed trouble, so he asked his chubby priest friend, Hans, to help and look into any unusual happenings between the worlds of the living and the dead. Although the chubby priest was very timid, he reluctantly agreed because he was Constantine's friend. Despite being powerful, Constantine wasn't taken seriously in religious circles, always looking a bit unreliable, but yet his own disciple named Charles drives him around daily, hoping to learn. But unfortunately, it seems Constantine is more interested in scoring free rides. Constantine got back home, lighting a cigarette, and due to his intense habit, he was practically like a smoke snake, often bolting to the bathroom in the dead of night to cough up blood. After a hospital checkup, he discovered his lungs were blackened by nicotine and diagnosed with terminal lung cancer. Doctors could do nothing, leaving Constantine to await his end. As long as he wasn't pushing daisies, he had to keep working as an exorcist. That day, another friend, Glasses, brought him some quirky exorcism gadgets, including duck egg and crystal holy water grenades, making demons scream like lost butterflies, and a dragonfire gun spewing flames. Glasses saw Constantine gathering so many gadgets at once, he figured trouble was brewing again. Constantine revealed the reason recent exorcisms had shown demons attempting to punch in directly from hell to earth. Logically speaking, hell, heaven, and earth should be far apart. They shouldn't be crossing dimensions. However, Constantine still felt something was off. He asked Glasses if he could dig into history for any similar occurrences. That night, Constantine arrived at a religious library and met a big shot from the angelic order, the Archangel Gabriel. He was there to negotiate with the celestial realm, desperately exorcising demons to earn himself a golden ticket to heaven. However, Gabriel disagreed, seeing Constantine's motives as selfish heaviness and easily earned. Constantine was quite unhappy and angrily slammed a Bible in front of Gabriel. But this was all his own doing, as he had been smoking over 30 cigarettes a day since he was 15, far from average. Getting a guy like him into heaven was like trying to climb Everest. Constantine walked dismally through pouring rain, realizing his time was short, as he once again hacked up blood. Just then, a man asked him for a light. To his shock, as he gave a match, the man turned into bugs rushing at him. It was a demon in human form, grabbing Constantine's throat, warning him not to interfere. Constantine quickly dragged him across the street, but the bug demon followed and ended up splattered by an oncoming car like a bad special effect. A demon just clocked into the human realm. Constantine sensed escalating trouble and decided to hit the Midnight Club for some intel. The Midnight Club served as a neutral ground for the realms, filled with people whose eyes shone unnaturally and they weren't human, but various accompanying demons or deities. Constantine found the Midnight Club's owner, a legendary figure who supposedly single-handedly fought off 30 demons, prompting everyone to behave themselves in his domain. He was an old acquaintance of Constantine, who came to share his findings, suggesting demons wouldn't just pop up in the human realm that easily. He wanted to borrow the magical chair for a little inquiry. Legends say sitting in the chair lets one see all past events, but it disrupts hell-heaven balance, so Midnight refuses to lend it. While they were chatting, a sharply dressed man entered, revealing himself to be the spokesperson for Hell, Balthazar. The two instantly clashed like rival gangsters, prompting Midnight to pound the table in anger, warning that this was his turf and no divine or demonic nonsense was allowed. Constantine returned home feeling gloomy, burdened by both his mortality and looming chaos among the realms, puffing away at cigarette after cigarette. Suddenly, there was a knock at the door. A woman stood outside, asking for his help. He was too frazzled to help and nearly shut the door when she flashed a police badge, revealing she was Officer Angela, and something had happened to her sister. Days earlier, her twin sister Isabel had suddenly set up in the mental hospital at night and, inexplicably, run to the rooftop, ripping off her wristband before jumping to her death. As the sister, Angela was heartbroken. She believed her sister would never commit suicide since she was a devout Catholic, and suicide was forbidden. She reviewed the surveillance footage from the mental hospital, painstakingly sifting through her sister's final moments, but as tears trickled down her face, the video showed her sister suddenly turning to call out a name. The name was Constantine. Angela quickly rewound the footage, but no matter how many times she played it, her sister never spoke again. She realized she had definitely heard it, so she jotted down Constantine's name. Just then, her phone rang, but there was no answer, followed by every other phone in the house ringing. Angela knew something was off, so she tracked down Constantine, having already learned that he was a famous exorcist, wanting to ask him if her sister had fallen victim to a cult. Without thinking, Constantine gave her a direction, but when she wanted to explain more, he bluntly told her that those who commit suicide can't enter heaven, their souls would head straight to hell, never to be reborn. Angela furiously slammed the door, but as soon as she did, Constantine sensed something was off outside, as if a flock of creatures had flown by all connected to the earlier woman. He rushed out to find Angela. In the mortal realm, Angela was essentially in a grand amusement park, where gods and demons were the players, agreeing not to interfere directly but subtly influence to see who would come out on top, and the stakes involved human souls. She told Angela her sister might be under demonic influence rather than cult's brainwashing, but as an officer, Angela was skeptical. Just then, all the streetlights went out save for the shining statue of Jesus across the street. The pitch-black night echoed with howls, indicating a swarm of creatures was approaching them. The light of Jesus faded. Constantine shouted at Angela to close her eyes as head unleashed his powers. Constantine flicked his lighter, igniting a flame that instantly incinerated the demons charged at them, restoring the street lights to normal, making Angela freak out and vomit. Constantine informed her that was just the cleanup. Those guys weren't after him, they were gunning for Angela, indicating that her sister's death was intricately tied to hell. Angela still didn't believe Constantine's claims, so he decided to conduct a little experiment to figure out if her sister was actually in hell. He asked Angela to bring water, picked up her cat. In the animal world, cats can bridge realms. Constantine dipped his feet into the basin while instructing Angela to step outside and shut the door. At the moment she closed it, time suddenly froze. Staring deeply into the cat's eyes, Constantine was suddenly teleported to a place filled with flames and ruins. He had arrived in hell, slowly walking along, while countless fallen souls writhed beneath his feet. At the end of the road, he found Isabel. It seemed he wasn't wrong, she had indeed been sent to hell. Countless ghouls were slowly closing in around, and Isabel, trapped in hell, ripped off the wristband from her arm. She tossed it into the air before leaping into the abyss. Constantine quickly ran, pursued by countless demons eager to devour him whole. Constantine leaped into the air, snagging the wristband and smashing the remaining water he held on to. Angela heard a ruckus inside, swung the door open, and found Constantine engulfed in smoke, having just returned from hell.